You know, I forgot what it was like to look normal. Hey y'all! Last couple days, I have finally felt like a human being again. I still feel sick sometimes, but throughout the day, for the most part, I feel like fine. But I was actually tested for the coronavirus. I told you guys like a million times that I wasn't able to get tested for the coronavirus because I never spiked a fever. But my dad called me one day and he was like, hey, they can send a tech over like tonight to test you if you want. And I was like, okay. I was so confused how my dad like schemed his way into this because I called and I was not able to get tested. But it turns out that somebody who used to work for my dad, he works for some medical company now. And so my dad called him and they said that it was no problem. I do feel kind of bad because I feel like the test could have gone towards somebody who really needed it. But he was already doing rounds within my apartment complex, which is terrifying. But he told me that he had to test a couple people in here, so it really wasn't out of their way. And so I got my test back this morning actually, and I tested negative, which is really weird. I don't know why, but I feel like it hasn't given me any sort of relief. I thought that if I didn't have COVID, I would feel better. But now I'm just really confused as to what was wrong with me because I was sick for weeks. Like I couldn't leave my bed for 2 weeks almost. And so I got them toys with bells on them and that was just the worst. Just gonna take that. So now I'm just at a point where I don't know what is wrong with me or what was wrong with me. I know there's a really easy explanation. I might have had a really bad case of the flu. I could have had bronchitis because I'm prone to bronchitis. I could have had pneumonia. Some people are trying to tell me that they were allergies. I'm sorry, but like what kind of fucking allergy? But I don't have the coronavirus, which is amazing news. I'm still going to continue to quarantine myself because there's a chance that it was a false negative. I've had a lot of people tell me that too. Somebody said like 20 to 30% are false negatives, and I don't know where they got those statistics, so I don't know how realistic those are. But that's a terrifying thought. Get a better test. And so I guess there's still a chance that I did or I do have the virus, but I am feeling better and I feel like a person again. Yesterday was Easter, happy Easter, and I spent about 5 hours of my day playing ARAM on League of Legends with my sister. My dad actually came by and he brought me breakfast and he brought me an Easter basket, which was so fucking nice. There's like a bunch of candy and stuff in it, and then my sister brought me Easter dinner later that night. And so my Easter was spent alone. I played games with my sister, but I just hung out with my cats, and it was a sad day because I just wanted to be with my family. I never have to spend holidays alone, and I know that a lot of people do have to deal with that, and it's really hard, and I'm sorry that if you have to go through that, or if you did have to go through that because of what's going on. But yesterday it was hard because I just wanted to see my family and see my nieces and watch them just fucking grab eggs from around the yard, you know? I don't know. Life has been really fucking annoying. But I figured for my first video back, because I do plan on uploading now because I can speak without dying. I figured for my first video back, I wanted to tell you guys about my experience getting tested because it was very interesting. I was so scared. I'm scared of doctors in general. Like I hate getting blood drawn, I hate getting shots, I hate going to the doctor. And so this was like my worst nightmare because he came to my apartment. I had seen videos on TikTok of the test being administered, and it's like a cotton swab that they shove up your nose, and I don't want things in my face. Like nothing. And it looks like the swab is so long, it looks like it's going into your fucking brain, and nobody liked how it felt, obviously, and so I thought it was going to be super painful, or I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. But that didn't happen for like 30 something minutes. Like he was here for a long time, which makes sense because it's like a normal doctor visit, but the anticipation was destroying my soul because I was just waiting for him to pull this fucking giant cotton swab out of his bag and shove it in my face, but he didn't do it until the end. So the whole time I'm just like, my heart is racing, I'm super anxious, and he could tell. He asked me, he was like, are you nervous or anxious? And I'm like, yeah, like, are you kidding me? So this tech, he's not like a nurse, he's not a doctor, he's a tech. He came to my apartment and he just like sets up shop. He was like, can we set up here? And I was like, okay, like set up. I thought he was literally gonna like stand at my door and swab me and then leave. I didn't think this was gonna be like a whole ordeal. So he like sets up right here on my counter, he has a laptop, he has like a bunch of things, he like checks my temperature and stuff, and that's the point where I was like, oh, this is like a normal doctor visit, but I'm at home. And so he takes my temperature and then he takes my blood pressure, and apparently I have low blood pressure, and I don't know what that means. They tell you these things as if you're supposed to know. I hate when I go to my doctor and she'll be like, yeah, you're 70/40. Like, I don't know what that means. I have no fucking idea what that means, and I'm always just like, okay, cool, wow, awesome. When he checked my heart rate, he was like, are you nervous? And I was like, yeah, I don't like doctors. And he was like, well, good thing I'm not a doctor. And I was like, who are you? But then we called the nurse practitioner and it kind of made more sense. And so he was checking my lungs while we were on this webcam call, and he was like, yeah, there's some, he used some fancy word, but basically he was saying that my lungs don't sound good, and he could hear how hard of a time I was breathing. That was not English. He could hear my shortness of breath through my lungs. Something like that. Like, my lungs did not sound good, essentially. That did not make me feel good either, because I was like, oh, I'm dying. And so then I just sit there and I tell the nurse practitioner, like, all of my symptoms and what's going on and how long they've been going on for. But here's my thing too. When I was talking to the first guy, the tech, the person who was actually here, he asked me what my symptoms were. In my mind, completely blank. I was like, and I was like, sorry, I keep forgetting things. Like, I felt so spacey, and this was one of the days where whenever I would stand up, I would get super lightheaded. I felt really nauseous, and so I just felt even more dumb, and then that made my mind go even more blank because I was trying so hard to remember, like, what my fucking symptoms were. And so then I told him, like, it was the body aches and then the hard time breathing. I feel stupid, I feel spacey. I was like, I don't know if that's a symptom, but I'm an idiot. I told him I was getting migraines, I had a cough, and all that jazz. Right now, my throat keeps getting crusty when I talk too much, which is new. That was not happening yesterday. I played League for like 5 hours and I could breathe just fine. I'm noticing that my voice is kind of trailing off the more that I speak, but then I have to retell the nurse practitioner all my symptoms, and that was pretty much the end of it. Oh no, shit, wait, the laptop died that we were calling her on, and so he was like, okay, well, I'll just call her on my phone. And so he calls her, and I don't think she realized that she was on speaker, and I know she wasn't trying to be rude. I know this wasn't mean, but I just thought it was funny because she was like, yeah, she looks really tired, like, you can tell she's exhausted, she doesn't look good. And I was like, boop. But I know that she was just saying that because, I mean, you could tell just from looking at me or just from talking to me that I was not doing well. So then she basically told him to tell me, but I could hear her, to keep quarantined, stay at home by myself, don't have contact with anybody, keep resting, breathing exercises, all that stuff that I've been told a million times at this point. And then he pulls out the cotton swab. Guys, I'm not kidding. Oh God, I would rather have blood drawn every day of my life than experience this cotton swab up my nose again. And I cry getting my blood drawn. He was like, I'm not gonna lie, it's not comfortable, like you're not gonna like it, but it doesn't hurt. He was like, it just kind of feels like you have like a, like you will have to sneeze and like you want to itch it really bad kind of type deal. And I was like, okay, that doesn't sound that bad. I was thinking it would be like, oh, I don't really know. I thought it was gonna touch my fucking brain. Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't something good. So he starts coming towards me with this giant cotton swab, and I kept being like, no, 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 no. Like, he would get close to me and I'd be like, I can't do it, I can't do it. And I probably did that 4 or 5 times, which is probably so annoying for him because he had just told me that he had to swab a 4-year-old. A fucking 4-year-old, guys. And that's another thing. For all of you who think that this is only happening to older people, you're fucking dumb as shit. Okay, what the fuck? Someone just added me on Venmo and then commented on one of my payments to someone else and said, hi, how are you doing? Can you be my sugar baby? Kindly text me. Oh, and this is Izzy. Hang on, this is intense. He commented on my payment to Izzy so she could see his comment too. That was interesting. And no, I'm not gonna text him. You guys tell me all the time to take these weird ass people's money. I can't do it. I can't. I have morals. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, he kept coming towards me with the cotton swab and I kept being like, no, I can't do it. And he was like, just close your eyes, like it'll be really quick. Rumble, can you get out? I can't control them. They are out of control. So I close my eyes. That doesn't help because I can sense when he's near me, so I would stop him still. Then he finally just does it. He just shoves this shit in my nose, and I thought it was like there. Like I thought that has to be deep enough, and then he was like, no, we have to go a little bit more, and I'm like having flashbacks. Like, I'm not kidding. So he shoves it up and he was like, almost there, and he was like, we're done, and I was like, oh my god! I felt like I had the world's biggest booger in the back of my nose for like 30 minutes. And I kept like touching it. It was exactly how he described it. Like I kept being like, there's literally something in here. It felt like the swab was still up there for like 30 minutes and he was like, yeah, you might be sore for a little bit. People go through worse, I know. I never want to do it again, ever in my entire life. I never. And he has to do it once a week. The poor soul, dude. But then a couple days went by and I got my test results, which was this morning. I got them back this morning and now I'm just confused. I'm just even more confused. But I did want to tell you guys, after I uploaded my last video where I'm clearly just like struggling altogether, I told you in that video that I was feeling better and I thought I was on like the upward slope of feeling better. I was wrong. I was very wrong. After I filmed that video, everything just kind of fluctuated day to day. And it was so fucking annoying because one day I would feel a little bit better and I would get really excited and I would like clean and do all this stuff like, okay, I can finally get back to my life. And then the next day I would wake up and I would just feel like absolute shit again and I wouldn't be able to breathe. I could barely go to the bathroom without like gasping for fucking air. And it was so, I don't know, it sucked because I feel like it fucked with my mind so much. There was one night where it was so bad, I almost broke and I almost went to the ER, but I was like, stop freaking yourself out, like you're gonna be fine, just lay down, because I had been moving a lot. I cleaned out my whole closet because I felt fine. I was feeling better that day and I was like, I need to do something today. So I like reorganized my closet and I just cleaned a bunch of shit and I tried to get rid of some stuff. And then I took a shower and right after I took a shower, I felt, oh my god, I literally felt like I was high as fuck. Like everything was really foggy. It was like I had black around my, not around my eyes, but like my vision, you know? Like I could see, but it felt like there was like a weird black cloud around my vision. I felt super lightheaded. I couldn't really breathe. I was wheezy and I was like, okay, this is not fucking, I probably should have gone to the ER, but I did not want to. And so I got some water, I laid down, I closed my eyes and I'm like, I'm going to be fine. And I tried to just like focus on my breathing and that's it. And I still felt pretty sick, but it got better over time and then I ended up falling asleep. The next day, I just felt really lightheaded and I felt really nauseous. Dude, I had nausea for like 2, maybe 3 days straight and that was, oh, it was so horrible because I was so hungry, but every time I ate something I was like, look, I can't do this. But I didn't even throw up. Like I didn't throw up once. But every time I stood up, I just had this weird feeling. I did not feel good, but I couldn't put my finger on it. Just like lightheaded, nauseous, oh my, and that was, I would have rather had the body aches, I'm not even gonna lie. The body aches did come back too. Like they went away for a couple days and then they came back, but it was mostly just my back hurting really bad. And I have scoliosis, so that was not cool because my back already hurts all the time. But the last couple days I have felt way more normal. I still have points where I feel kind of sick, like yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I just started to feel really nauseous at night. Same with like 2 nights ago. I feel like at night I just get super nauseous and really lightheaded. I'm also really fatigued, like starting at like 4 and then I'm super fatigued and I tell myself not to take a nap so that I can go to bed early because I'm sleeping like a normal amount right now. Like I've been going to bed at midnight and waking up at 9. Actually, that's a lie. I've been going to bed at like 1 or 2, waking up at 9 or 10. But I tell myself not to take a nap because I want to start going to bed earlier and I'm super tired from like 4 to 8 and then I'm just wide fucking awake. But I'm super fatigued during like the afternoon. Like right now I'm getting kind of tired. It's 1:30. But like I've said a million times, for the most part my symptoms have pretty much all gone away and everything that I do have right now is fairly mild. I don't really have a cough anymore. My throat keeps getting crusty like I said before, but it's not as bad and I can speak and I can breathe pretty normally. And thank God, because I hate being sick. And now I can upload like normal, hopefully like normal. I also forgot that I filmed a video before I got sick, rating your guys' pets like America's Next Top Model style, because I watched like every season of America's Next Top Model in 1 week. I was so addicted to it. And I filmed a video rating your guys' pets or judging like their modeling pictures, but I totally forgot that I filmed that. And so I could have uploaded it during these last few weeks, but I'll probably upload that later this week sometime, probably Sunday. And I'm gonna do another movie review for Friday because I watched a lot of movies while I was dying. And I watched one that was I mean, it was awful. And so I wanted to talk to you guys about it because it's pretty entertaining. But other than that, this is just gonna be like I'm coming back and I'm better than ever. Except I'm not. This is just me telling you that I'm alive. I don't have COVID, so I don't know what was wrong with me, but at least I'm feeling better. That's all that matters. I hope that you guys are doing okay during this time. I know this is all crazy and it's scary. I know a lot of people have to go through this alone, like you don't have anyone else near you and you're not allowed to go out and see people, and I know how hard that can be on you, and so I hope that you guys are doing okay. I hope that you, your family, your friends are all safe and not going outside. It's just not worth the risk, and the sooner that all of us really start quarantining ourselves and social distancing, the sooner this shit show can be over. So please stay home. Dear God, please stay home. But other than that, I'm gonna go. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. And I'm actually gonna have a next one that's not like 3 weeks away. I love you guys. I'll see you in a couple days. Bye.